Want to make a podcast? Spotify's got a platform that lets you make one super easily, then distribute it everywhere, and even earn money. We like that. All in one place for totally free. It's called Spotify for Podcasters, and here's how it works. Spotify for Podcasters lets you record and edit podcasts right from your cellular telephone or your computer, so no matter what your setup is like, you can start creating today. Then you can distribute your podcast to Spotify and everywhere else, those other places that podcasts are heard.
Video podcasts are also available on Spotify, and when you want to take conversations with your fans to the next level, Q&As and polls are the best way to get them talking. With Spotify for Podcasters, you can earn money in a variety of ways, including ads and podcast subscriptions. And best of all, it's totally free, zero catch. We've been using it ever since we started How Long Gone. And ever since I discovered Spotify for Podcasters, I feel like having the option of turning off the Q&As and the polls on the user dashboard has really helped boost my creativity and take it to another level. I highly recommend giving it a try. Download the Spotify for Podcasters app or go to www.spotify.com/podcasters to get started. Hello, Chris.
Oh, man, I just slammed my fingers into a window.
Really?
Oh.
Like in a movie, you slam the window down and ouch, bam, right on the fingers?
Not quite like that because of the way these windows work, but yes, in theory, that is what happened. Oh, it's okay. You know what? I'm still going to be able to podcast.
Thank God. Yeah, I mean, I'm dealing with I'm still nursing my hamstring.
What's going on, pussy?
I don't know what happened. It's I think it's just from like some kind of not stretching enough before I did a workout or whatever. But I mean, it's not to the point where I'm just like absolutely on the disabled list, but it's one of those things where like I could ride a bike or I could play tennis and be okay. But just like walking like from the kitchen to the bedroom to record a podcast, I'm just like, oh, like walking is the only thing that's hard, if that makes sense.
Damn, I feel TJ's like a little baby walking hard.
You know, Chris, I'll be fine.
I know you'll be fine. And I mean, are you doing anything to take care of this injury? I mean, I know you went to the infrared. Tell me about it.
Yeah, I did. I went to the infrared sauna yesterday. Burbank infrared sauna. Shout outs to Burbank. They've been a super spreading destination that has not closed during the quarantine whatsoever. I'm pretty sure.
Gotta support them then. Gotta support them.
I mean, mainly because I think people
You're by yourself.
I think people who were working there were wearing masks. You know, maybe not. Who knows?
I think
it's a minor detail, but. You know, once you're actually inside of the sauna, you know, when you're doing it at a temperature that TJ is operating at, the twisted, failing coronavirus, even COVID-19, 20 and 21 are absolutely not able to survive.
No match with that level of heat. Plus, I mean, you're in the sauna pod solo dolo Kid Cudi voice.
Yeah, I'm in there solo dolo unless I'm with my LP. But I realized after yesterday the couples sauna it does not need to happen. I think it's a by yourself meeting.
I agree. I mean, it's nice quiet time. You're kind of cramped in there. You know what I mean? Especially
I don't know what you're talking about.
Especially,
I fit fine. No, I'm a little crampy, sure, but. It was nice to be in a pod for 45 minutes where the phone is not in your hands and it's just you. I brought a book, but you know, it's a little tough without one, but I was at 170 the whole time. Are you proud?
That's fucked up, bro. I feel like TJ insides might have gotten a little braised.
Yeah, I felt a little braised after I got out of the
driving
sauna.
home. Driving home is honestly kind of scary sometimes.
No, it was. I mean, it was weird because I did take an edible beforehand. So by the time
Jason,
I got out, I was like,
edibles?
how much?
I think you have an edible problem, Jason.
I mean, it's only 5 milligrams. It's not a real, and I don't do it when I'm potting anymore, Chris. Don't worry.
Well, I mean, I can tell. But
I was in the car driving home, and I was like, I don't know. I felt a little unsafe to drive, and I didn't know how much of it was because of the drugs and how much of it was because of the the.
I think it's the sweat, bro. Honestly, I've been fucked up. I have to lay down on the ground for 10 minutes and collect myself before I could get in the automobile.
Really?
Yeah, dude. I've been like lightheaded. Like, all right, let me like collect myself, have a little water, splash some cold water on my face. Like, let me just take a second.
Damn. So you're a sauna. I guess you're a softie when it comes to the punishing heat.
I wouldn't say softy. I'm saying I'm careful and don't want to hurt myself or others.
You ain't careful, and you do want to hurt.
Well,
yeah, it was great. I mean, I loved it, and I want to go back more. And let me tell you what, for somebody like me who, and maybe some other listeners who might have, a problem paying attention to things, maybe you could call it a attention deficit disorder. I've never
locked away.
I've never read as well as I read when I'm in this, like when you're waiting, like when you're a kid and you're waiting at the doctor's office or whatever, or like you're on an airplane and you're reading departures, like you are never reading with the pleasure, as those situations, when you're just at home with the book that you love, like you will read the shit out of whatever you have if it's the only thing you've got. People do it in jail, I'm sure.
So what Oprah's book club selection were you devouring yesterday in that 170 degree temp?
I don't know if it appeared on O's list. I call her O, but
the only person I call O, Jason, as you know, is Maybach O Omarion.
Oh my god!
Okay, so don't
Maybach O Omarion. I haven't heard that name in years.
That's what they call him.
Are you talking about Mr. Icebox himself?
We are talking about Mr. Icebox himself.
Mr. Ice Your Box?
Anyway,
put the pussy
Oprah's
on froze. Club. Nobody wants to have sex with Omarion. Pussy on froze. Failing Omar. Wait, I don't even remember what I was talking about. That was
you were talking about. We were talking about what you were reading.
I was reading. So there's this author. He was bigger, maybe like 20 years ago. It's David Foster Wallace. Do you know his stuff?
Oh my god, Jason, who are you kidding? You're never going to finish that.
No, I'm not. I was not reading Infinite Jest. I was reading.
Jest.
I was reading String Theory.
String Theory.
I was actually rereading String Theory just to see now that I'm a real tennis boy. Is there?
Are you saying that you've completed a book before?
I've completed the purchase of a book.
Okay, good. There we go. Now you sound like a real American. You know what I mean?
No. I read it when I don't know when I bought it. Whatever, 5 to 10 years ago, and. Much like what I think when we were talking about Sideways, the movie a couple weeks ago or a couple episodes ago, about how watching it when it came out as a youngster, whatever, 20 years ago, versus watching it again when you're in your 30s and you have experienced these adult scenarios. There's a lot, when you go back with a movie or a book, you can take a lot from it that wasn't there before.
Question for you, TJ. Do you think we should maybe talk to some of these Hollywood studios? Because I think you and I could star in a cool remake of Sideways.
Okay.
Are you eating?
Mm-hmm. Yo,
Jason,
it's freezing. I'm freezing. So I whipped up a little pot of brown rice porridge just to warm the cockles of TJ's.
It's 80. It's literally 80 degrees. It's like 75 degrees outside.
I know, but my this old house, it takes a long time to recalibrate with the heat. So on the outside, even though it's sunny and hot, on the inside here, it's still like 50 degrees. It takes a long time to adjust back. So I'm simply eating this just to kind of warm me up as we do another marathon day of content creation, press, and media tours.
Thank you for that update. But I mean, we've already uncovered, though, it's very cool. You've read a book before.
Yeah. String Theory, great book.
You went to the sauna, which is great. And you know what I like to do in the sauna sometimes is read the newspaper. It gets this nice consistency. Like
you like the feeling of a wet.
No, that's
newspaper?
what I'm saying. It actually gets very dry, Jason, because it's not porous like the human body.
Oh, newsprint is not porous. Oh, actually, you know what? I know what you mean. Yeah, so like when you have, like when you go to a Burke Williams type of spa scenario, they'll have the magazine ensconced in plastic because otherwise it'll turn into a wet little mess. But the newspaper, in the heat, it just remains kind of dry, rigid, and it gets more brittle.
Exactly, but it's easy to read, and then you're not worried about damaging it like you would be maybe your favorite tattered paperback.
Right, you're less precious with it, much like this podcast, because there's going to be a new one out tomorrow.
Exactly,
and,
exactly.
You know, unless there's
Guys,
like a real cool cover like the moon landing or 6ix9ine has been killed. You know, there's you're just going to toss it away.
Let's not forget about Emily Ratajkowski's digital cover pregnancy announcement yesterday on Vogue.com. Let's not just breeze by that important news. Actually,
all right, you know, it is bittersweet for a lot of men out there. This is a very bittersweet because it's bitter because if she's gonna, you know, she has solidified her relationship with her failing life partner by choosing to create a life with this coke dealer. So the chances
leave him alone. He looks like a Disney villain. Okay, leave him alone.
Okay, so everyone out there who still thinks that there's a chance with Emily Ratajkowski, the chances have gone down a lot now that she, you know, has started a family.
Did you ever interact with pregnant Emily Ratajkowski back in your bottle rat days?
I mean, I interacted with her for a long time on the set of Zac Efron's We Are.
Oh God! How could I forget?
Ratajkowski and I hung out every day for like 2 months.
But Ratajkowski's cool, right?
Yeah, she's super cool. We just like ate forage and like.
Did you get her number?
I did have her number. Yeah, I mean we went on tour. We did like a tour of various
I forgot about
clubs.
the media tour.
We were at Marquee.
This baby is definitely not yours. This baby is definitely not TJ's.
I'm not saying I don't think it is mine, but I'm saying that if it was, it's a very low chance. So maybe like
That's
a 10%.
Fine. I just wanted to ask.
so I'm saying it's bittersweet for all of her like, you know, twisted, perverted male fans who thought that they were going to marry and wed Ratajkowski. They're bummed, but they're probably rejoicing because her boobs are just going to get better, you know?
Wow, good point. I forgot you have a pregnancy fetish. I do think that the picture, there's like one picture of up close of her belly button that I'm seeing a lot, like, and it's just a lot.
I haven't seen that
photo.
I don't need a close up of a pregnant Audi button.
I don't need a close up of any belly button. That's my whole point. Like, I don't see a fucking
even
belly button.
Even an innie though.
No buttons except on my shirts and my jackets, bro. I'm good.
Damn, he said no buttons.
That's cap.
If I really knew a lot about fashion, I would like insert a designer who is known for using a lack of seams and buttons, but unfortunately I can't. Could you throw one in there, Chris? Who's a designer that would turn their nose up at the thought of using a button?
I actually, that's a funny question. I don't know. I think buttons, or maybe
I guess I'll try to ask somebody who knows more about clothes. Don't worry.
Yeah,
it was a mistake to ask somebody like you.
We do have a guest today, thank God. Emily Kirkpatrick does the vanity section at Vanity Fair, one of my favorite classic titles.
Vanity Fair is great mag.
She's contributed a bunch of places. She's very funny and knows a lot about pop culture and the shit that we like to talk about. I particularly want to go over Drake's birthday menu with her. It's pretty crazy.
That. It's the worst menu I've ever seen in my life.
It's pretty crazy, and she's been talking about it, so I think she'll be able to give us some insight.
We finna do a whole hour on Drake menu.
We finna do. Well, Certified Lover Boy is in store soon, January 2021.
It's and not that merch. Soon.
That merch, shut up. That merch that I've had for, I don't know, Jason, 2 months now has finally hit stores. So if you want to be like CB, if you want to be certified Loverboy, Chris Loverboy Black, you can go cop that right now.
Yeah, Chris has had. Sorry, my slop is just so full. Chris has had these certified Loverboy socks for so long, but they are beginning to fade. That's how much of an influencer he is. I don't think you guys understand it.
I haven't even worn the hat with the kiss yet. I haven't even worn the hoodie yet.
His dry fit socks are now threadbare. One of the toes is poking out of a hole in it, and the black color is more of a gray at this point because of the continued use over, it's felt like years now.
Months and months of warming up the marketplace for this incredible product. So go cop that now.
Warming up the marketplace.
All right, let's give Emily a call and get into Drake's menu among other important topics.
Mm-hmm.
What's really good, Emily? How are you?
What's going on? How are you?
Oh, it's another day in paradise here. Jason and I are both in Los Angeles. Where are you right now?
I'm in New York City.
Oh, how's it go? The one and only.
Oh, yeah.
How is it going for you there?
Oh, great. Just like the constant grind of construction outside my window.
What are they building over there?
Brisk fall air.
What are they building over there in NYC?
Fresh condos.
Oh.
What neighborhood do you live in?
Bushwick, the only neighborhood I can afford.
Wow. Thank you for your honesty and
this
candor.
is how the rich get richer. Am I right?
Exactly. Yeah, this is part of the scheme.
Where are you from?
I'm from New Hampshire originally.
Wow, New Hampshire. I don't know
America's
much about
Bushwick.
New Hampshire. Yeah, what goes on there? What is New Hampshire known for?
I think we're known for primaries. Voting.
Damn.
Okay.
Yo, in Cali, we got surfing, bomb ass carne asada, a little thing called Hollywood. You guys have primaries.
We have covered bridges. Also, that's our big.
Wow.
Yeah,
those are your number one and number two exports.
Well, we used to have the old man in the mountain, but then he fell off the mountain, so we don't have him anymore.
But it's picturesque.
Yeah, it's picturesque for sure.
Like, it's a place where maybe I would take Jason to go apple picking and we'd get some photos for Instagram and stuff.
Yeah, when I think New Hampshire, correct me if I'm wrong, this is a place where I'm going to go do some foraging, perhaps?
You could.
Like, I want to find some...
You could.
If one were so inclined, if I wanted to find some adult fungus in the woods, maybe a truffle sniffing hound would come along.
Truffles, maybe not so much, but we've got like generic fungi.
Do you have any
not
loose?
Like our number one.
I'm looking for loose generic fungi. Any make and model will do.
How long? How long have you lived in New York?
10 years.
Oh, so okay, you're a New Yorker then. We don't need to talk about New Hampshire. I mean, that's fine.
I mean, we're welcome to. It's on the table, but
well, Jason and I both being from booming metropolises. Me originally Atlanta, Jason originally Huntington Beach. We just don't
Welcome to Orange County, bitch.
That northeast stuff. That northeast stuff is just a little confusing to me. I don't know what it's like to be raised.
Yeah, it might as well be Mars for a couple of guys like us.
Exactly.
Yeah, small town America for sure.
Mm-hmm. Did you guys have like one stoplight and like a Whole Foods, or was it more like a local grocer?
Whole Foods is like really presumptuous. We just got a Whole Foods. I think it's coming next year. Actually, the slowdown in construction was supposed to come this year.
Wow! COVID strikes again. Rears its ugly fucking head.
It's a real tragedy. And we do have one street. So,
do your parents still live there?
Yeah, they actually just sold their house. They're moving
to another part of New Hampshire, or they're going somewhere else.
South Carolina.
Oh, what part? Now we're talking. Aiken?
Another town I've never been to. Yeah.
Aiken? Who's to Aiken? I only know that's Clay's last name. That ain't even a place.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I'm aching to know more about New Hampshire.
I mean, all joking aside, I've actually been to Aiken, South Carolina, because I grew up in Atlanta, so I've been to all parts of South Carolina. But that's
Chris, it comes as no surprise to anyone listening that you have been to Aiken, South Carolina. Don't worry.
Shut up, Jason. I mean, I've explored my local territory. That's all. Are there any
cool.
Emily, are there any famous foods from New Hampshire? Like, what are you guys known for besides the bridges and the trees?
I think that's pretty much. I mean, Vermont's kind of got the lock on maple syrup, but we do have some of that also. I'm trying to think. Maine has Moxie soda, kind of.
What the fuck is that?
It's one of the most disgusting beverages you can ever hope to have.
Wait, walk us through. I've never heard of that. Jason, have you heard of Moxie?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
It's classic beverage.
It is a
Just a lot
classic
of sugar?
beverage. I don't know much about it. Is it similar? It's kind of like one of those old-timey sodas.
Yeah, it's very old-timey. I think it's made out of molasses or something. It's somehow like too sugary and not sugary enough at the same time.
Oof.
Damn.
With like a real aftertaste.
Have you ever considered getting into the world of food media and journalism? Because I feel like your descriptor words are pleasing me and my palate.
Wow, I've never considered it, but that's a good.
But you
alternate
be eating though, right? I've seen you posting Drake's menu on Twitter, for example. So it seems like you're a member of the culinary artscape.
I would agree, and I've heard that there's a magazine. How do I say it, Jason? Bon Appetit. I bet they're hiring.
Yeah.
How are they?
Those guys are awesome.
Openings there?
They have some
I'll
openings.
check both of those out.
I think in the test kitchen you could really thrive. You know what I mean?
I think I could shine there. I'm experimental. I'm open-minded.
Emily, have you ever posted
pretentious.
Emily, have you ever posted anything on a Tumblr that we need to know about from high school or anything like that?
I never had a Tumblr, so I'm safe in that front.
Okay, there's no
Thank
tweets
God.
that we need to scrub before we pitch
That
you
I
the Bon
don't.
Appetit.
That I don't know about. That I can't promise. I'm gonna take a deep dive.
Smart. Well, let's. I mean, yeah, we were talking about Drake's menu before we spoke to you, and
Drake's menu is literally on the menu for today's podcast. So I hope you're hungry.
Oh, great! I just wrote about it. So.
Oh.
Did you write about it for Vanity Fair? There's a full story. Oh,
yeah,
thank God!
now.
This is, okay, out now.
Okay, so I'm assuming you know the whole menu memorized, so we can just get
By
into
heart.
it. The first,
Let's start at the top. Calamari.
Okay, well, we need to include the calamari and also the subtext below it. If there's any, is there?
I believe it's a red sauce.
There's a red. Okay, so calamari with the red sauce.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question, Jason?
Please.
Red sauce. Should I know exactly what that tastes like based on that simplistic description, or am I missing something?
I'm gonna say. I think we're gonna assume that is a some type of store-bought Prego marinara style red sauce.
Agreed.
Okay.
Classic.
Wait. First of all, where was Drake's birthday at?
That I don't think we know. It's in LA somewhere. Secret.
So it was a private birthday.
Yeah, all of this information is like leaked.
I actually know where it was, but I'm not at liberty to say. I don't want to. OVO Chris can't speak on matters like that on the record, but we'll keep it moving. You know what I mean? We'll keep it moving.
So Drake did a mask off birthday party.
Definitely.
Nobody
fully mask off.
Nobody
100%.
Okay. So we assume that this is a bad calamari ring dipped into a marinara, the kind that you would get from Olive Garden or something like that.
I don't think that, but the sushi platter, the next item, this looks fine to me.
It's fine. It's a little basic.
Does it look fine?
But I guess you're trying to please the masses, though. So I suppose
Emily, you got to understand who the guests are at this thing. These aren't these women from Delilah aren't working with the most refined palate.
Fair enough.
Wait.
I did see them
This was
dancing
at
on
Delilah,
the tabletop,
Chris?
so.
What'd you say, Jason?
Did you just divulge the location of this party?
No, this was not at Delilah. I'm saying the kind of girls Drake imported.
Chris, this backpedaling is disgusting.
Don't do that. Don't do that to me. But a spicy tuna California cucumber avocado roll, that sounds like a good Thursday night for me.
Yeah, it's a crowd pleaser.
Okay, so just sushi platter, spicy tuna California and cucumber avocado roll. So you have to assume that this is Ralph's or Vaughn's level quality of sushi. I don't know. I don't know if they have those supermarkets over in New Hampshire or New York, but
they do not.
Okay, but you know what I'm saying.
I got the gist. It's like a pick and pay.
Yes,
yeah. Wow. Yes. Great. Do you think, Jason and Emily? Do you think that the sushi platter was served on a woman's body,
That's
or do you
where
think it
my
was
head was
served
going.
on a plastic
I mean,
tray?
I would hope so. I hope women's bodies are being used
I would
as
hope so,
serving
too.
platters.
Your words,
hope
not
so,
mine.
too.
But do you think in the year 2020, as we've all become a little more woke and tolerant, do you think there's a chance that Drake has included, in addition to a nude Caribbean woman, but also the body of a man for us, for our ladies to enjoy? Do you think Drake is that progressive, or he would be like, no Batiman sushi platter? It's a simple yes or no question.
I think maybe Chubbs would do it. You know what I mean? Because he's got to earn his pay. But
they would do it. It would be a prank style. What if Chubbs? It's kind of like who's going to be Santa Claus at the office this year? Like who's going to be the male?
Yeah, Chubbs has got to do it.
Chubbs is wow. We have. I think we have do we have a real Drake fan on our hands here?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
No.
Me? No.
100% no.
You're not bumping any Drake or OVO related material at the crib.
Ideally, no. But I get it. I get the appeal of him. But like him as a person is so tainted to me that I can't divorce the music any longer.
What? Walk me through maybe your top 3 taints. And as it pertains to Drake and not the body part, obviously.
Got it. His jewelry collection is like pretty offensive to me.
Okay.
What?
I hate it.
It's hot fire. What
no way. No way.
Expand on that, please.
Are you scared to wear the Stony chain in Bushwick because you're going to get robbed?
I mean, well, first of all, he has that one chain that's like too big for him to actually wear. Like life-size owl. What are we doing with that? You have to make a cage to hold it? It's too much. And then also...
I stand with you on that.
Have you seen the bracelet that French Montana gave him that's like straight up a bangle?
No.
It spells out his name in like a hard cuff. So like each letter is like a cutout, like
this
a cutout
cool
letter covered in. It's not cool.
But no,
hope it would be cool.
There's
there's
no occasion where a grown adult Drake is going to wear that. You know what I mean?
No,
and it's a nuisance.
And he showed it off for the first time, like, I don't know, in his kitchen. It was just very lackluster.
Mm-hmm. We didn't like the unboxing of it.
No, I didn't like the unboxing of it. And then I really hate his tattoos. His tattoos for me are worse than anything about his personality, which I also hate.
Yeah, and the fact that all of his tats are just on his back mostly. It's kind of...
and they're often like women who don't claim him. Women who want like nothing to do with him.
No, that's true. That's like if I got a Chloe 70 face portrait on my back and be like, Chris, what? Yeah, cool, dude. You like her? Good. Thanks for letting us know.
Even Drake's mom is like, I don't love that I'm on there.
Yeah,
that's like I could live without that.
You make a good point. You make good points, but I can't believe in the year of our Lord 2020 you're able to resist the music. I don't know what you're into.
Yeah. I like it. I mean, I get it.
Chris, I'm
so corny as fuck, and it's hard for me. He talks like such a big game in his music. It's hard for me to take it seriously.
Wait, did we lose Chris? No, we didn't lose. Yeah, I think
that's
the
how
best
rap music works. Unfortunately, most of those guys can't live up to it.
That is how rap music works. You have to, have that braggadocious attitude of like you're a real pimp and you do murders and have sex with hotties. But the best Drake is when he's emotional and vulnerable. So when he's, talking all that talk, it's not the right Drake. We want him to be, sensitive Drake, the emotional, sad, going through it Drake. That's when he always shines.
You good?
My phone froze.
Damn, when your phone... Sometimes your phone just freezes, baby. It's all good. Or maybe it's not all good.
Okay, I'm back.
There we go.
Hola.
Oh, thank God.
Sorry to cut out at a crucial conversational moment.
It's okay. Well, now that you've ragged on my favorite musician of all time, I would love to know what somebody who grew up in New Hampshire listens to, and I hope it starts with the Dinosaur Jr.
Oh, I mean, sure. I listen to Dio Jr., but also I listen to just like a lot of bad emo and punk music. A lot of bad local emo and punk music.
Local to what? Local to Bushwick?
So to New Hampshire. No, to New Hampshire.
What was New Hampshire's biggest emo export?
Oh, we don't have exports.
Okay.
They are like regionally.
Okay, so there's been no. What's the biggest band out of the New Hampshire emo canon? I guess.
Oh, when I was a teen, it was this band, The Guts.
Oh, that's a great classic.
Good name. I like the name.
Yeah, great name, strong name. I worked with them at a restaurant. Yeah.
Was the restaurant also called Guts?
No, the restaurant's called The Friendly Toast, and it was like the local, like all the punk kids worked there. It was like the scene.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had places. We had a few places like that in Atlanta as well.
If those slimy walls could talk, am I right?
Yeah. Well, the floors were kind of like permanently coated in maple syrup, so that was fun.
Welcome to New Hampshire.
Yeah.
Did you guys get a lot of the big touring acts through New Hampshire, or did you have to travel for the good shows?
You had to travel for the good shit.
Where would you go to? Buffalo? I don't know.
Well, the medium good shit would go to Hampton Casino Ballroom, which was like
we're getting too regional. Regional.
Yeah, it's very regional.
But you're close to New York.
Or Boston.
You're close to New York. Oh, Boston. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so we're an hour north.
Even worse.
You saw American Nightmare and Converge a lot in Boston.
Yeah.
So would
we
you
have the Dropkick Murphys?
Would you?
No, we do not talk about the Dropkick Murphys.
Would you classify yourself as a emo person?
I did in high school, but not any longer.
You were reformed.
I'm reformed.
Emo person. Okay. Well, some of the best people in the world are people who started out as emo people. You are a survivor, and there is hope around the corner.
It gives you like a sensitive foundation to build on.
Absolutely.
I agree. I listen to a lot of music from that era still, and you could catch me blasting "Texas Is the Reason" on Sunset Boulevard any day of the week. And Jason kind of shames me for that a little bit. So I'm glad to have someone on my side here on this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Sometimes you just gotta like listen to Brand New and like scream a little bit and cry.
Damn, I think some of our listeners can relate to that.
I think a lot of our listeners can relate to that. What do you think? We've been talking about this a lot, Jason and I. What do you think of the new Ariana Grande song?
What do I think of it?
I like that there was a nice long pause. I was like, damn, she's about to drop some fucking heat on us.
Nope. I think it's,
it's mid.
I think it's fine.
Yeah, it's mid. We have a friend who is capping for it, who says it's great, and we agree that it's mid.
Neither a banger nor a bop, but a fine song number 6 on the album. But it's not getting me riled up.
I mean, part of the problem is like when you release a song like Thank You Next, you set the bar so high for yourself, you show us what you can do with like a hit mass song. And then everything can't be that, of course.
Right. The blessing and the curse of
making
a banger. Not many people can recover from that.
I think Ariana Grande is getting a little boring, but I mean, what do I know?
I just think the aesthetic is boring. I wish she would switch up the look dramatically.
Yeah,
but I don't know
you're onto something.
Her look is.
I think her hair is brittle.
She looks less real than Lil Michaela at this point.
I also just think the skater skirts and the like platform boots, like it's very played out. She needs a refresh.
I'm more offended by the ponytail at this point, but I think she has no choice. Like I said, the rumor is that her hair is brittle and it's been pulled back so much that it could break.
Chris, I don't know if you would be able to handle a ponytail of that with that power.
No, it's wavy.
Yeah, that's a heavy ponytail. It ruined Pete Davidson's career. That's how heavy the ponytail is.
Yeah, heavy is the head that wears that pony. Let's get back on track, though. Item number 3 is a Caesar salad with romaine lettuce, garlic, croutons, and Parmesan dressing. I mean, first of all, a Caesar salad has Caesar dressing, not Parmesan dressing. What are your thoughts on that first misstep?
I mean, that's a critical misstep. I also just think in 2020, like a Caesar salad.
Don't come
what
for
are we
Caesar.
doing? And
don't come for
Big Caesar.
The kale salad is right behind it.
Do you know how many rappers want to eat a kale salad?
Pick a lane.
Rappers don't eat kale salads.
Oh, I see. That's for the ladies.
Exactly.
I don't even know if
I get
for
it
some
now.
ladies. The ladies of rappers, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to be eating a kale salad either. They want the comfort and the classic traditions of a Caesar salad. And I love me a good Caesar. The garlic is not great for a birthday breath if we're splitting hairs.
For sure.
But that's just where I'm at. And then the baby kale
Dried
salad is
fruit.
also offered. So this is where you were getting into this. This is where the menu, it starts to come alive. The first 3 items are very by the books, standard issue.
Absolutely.
And then number 4, the baby kale salad. The first ingredient is dried fruit. And then the second ingredient is cabbage. Then pistachio. And then poppy seed dressing. So this sounds like...
That's a lot of texture.
Yeah, the mouthfeel is... I mean, I have to know what the dried fruit is, but you can't just say like, oh, this has fruit in it. You have to say, bitch, what kind of fruit? You can't just say, let me get a fruit.
You got to be
smoothie.
Specific.
Yeah, you got to be specific. I mean, I get the pistachio, but is it a whole pistachio? Is it roasted? Is it toasted? Is it salt? Is it chopped? Yeah.
I stand firmly against fruit in salads. I just can't do it.
Yeah,
I second that.
I mean, so many places you'll see a cursed kale salad that has just as many blueberries as it does pieces of kale. It's just
again. That's a bad texture. That's a bad mashup.
Yeah, it's about bad mouth mash.
Jason loves mashups musically, but when it comes to food, it's a little tougher for him.
Yeah, I mean, flavor combos. We talk about this a lot. It's tough, but poppy seed dressing is another odd one. This whole menu, I would be even this is bad for like a bad wedding. Like if I went to a shitty wedding, I would look at this and be like, here we go. So second, the segundi, chicken.
I think that's where it gets real interesting.
Yeah, chicken bolognese. Now that is a food that I've never heard of before. I know what chicken is, and I know what bolognese is. A meat-based sauce from the city of Bologna.
His famous line, though, Jason, if you remember correctly, where he talks about eating spaghetti bolognese at the Polo Lounge. I don't know if you remember that line.
I maybe do, maybe I don't. Okay, so does the Polo Lounge serve their bolognese with chicken, the most flavorless of all ground meats?
Maybe they do, and that's where he got the idea from. I've never had it at the Polo Lounge. I stick to something a little lighter there. But that's
my argument. That a chicken bolognese is too light. You need
I see.
A bolognese. You want it to be a thick, dark, rich sauce. Pork, duck. These beef. Beef is another popular meat I've been reading, and like those are things that you make a bolognese out of. A chicken bolognese. It's as limp and flavorless as Certified Lover Boy album in stores January will
do that. Do not do that. Do not do that.
I stand by that.
I'm upset, Drake was, by that comment.
Look, the music of Drake is limp dick at best, as well as his protein of choice for his limp dick bolognese. Next question.
Protein of choice. Steak frites with chimichurri. I mean, that probably was cooked poorly, but might.
Yeah.
Chimichurri, grilled ribeye, and French fries. If this was a menu that, like, if I was at, a hotel bar, this is like what you would see on the menu. That's probably what I would order because it has the highest probability of not fucking it up compared to, I would never get the baby kale or a grilled cauliflower because they're going to fuck something up.
I mean,
especially with Drake at the helm.
Grilled cauliflower with sun-dried tomato, caper, raisin, and parsley does not sound good to me, even as a lifelong vegetarian.
No. And Kirk, you mentioned this on the tweet that there is an undercurrent theme. Current, pun intended, did not mean to do that, but the raisin appears a lot in this menu.
You cut out.
I was saying that you mentioned that raisins appeared a lot in this menu.
Oh shit.
Oh no. Oh no. This is the first time you're on How Long Gone and your microphone is not working. Oh, no.
Just as we were getting to raisins.
Yeah, I know raisins are a big subject for you, and as do I. Are there any foods that you think raisins make better? Or no?
Not really. I think it's a solo dish.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So kind of like when you're going to like an illustrious menu, like you're at the French Laundry where the produce really speaks for itself. A raisin should be so good that it is only presented in a bowl, unmolested by fire or fermentation.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Just fresh.
The way God intended it to be.
I haven't had a raisin in so long. The only memories I have of raisins are as we round the corner to Halloween. I remember, one of the neighbors giving out raisins and their house getting pelted with the boxes in rejection.
Oh no!
Once they passed off the raisin, but raisins. No. I don't find any good. I can't think of a good situation for a raisin, but if I had to eat them, it would be raw.
Yeah, the only time agreed. I've had a raisin, like now that I'm in living in Glendale, a Armenian community, if you get a really ripe, perfect raisin, like imported from the Armenian land, oh baby, you haven't lived. It's like eating a raisin in Technicolor. It's a whole other experience. Truly delicious.
Would you put that raisin in your mac and cheese?
How good is it, Jason?
Right, how good is it?
Look, the answer to that question, Emily, is unfortunately a big old no. Well, first of all the menu items, there's a description for everything. Grilled shrimp stands on its own. There needs no subtext for his grilled shrimp. It is self-explanatory. But you would think that the boy would add a sauce or something. And what if it's with a peanut sauce? I have an allergy. Now he's got blood on his hands. But yeah. The mac and cheese, sun-dried tomato, caper, and raisin and parsley is an absolute abomination for mac and cheese. and I am a hipster white foodie. Just imagine what a bunch of rappers are going to think when they see, oh no, these people fucked up the macaroni and cheese. The one thing that I was looking forward to on this menu of ridiculous food items. They put sun-dried tomato. That's already a disaster. Capers in the mac and cheese. Capers is an absolute disaster. But
did you
guys talk amongst yourselves? I need to take 10.
Is this unprecedented? I don't know if I've ever seen raisins put into a mac and cheese before.
No, that's never happened. And honestly, talking about this, I'm so fired up, Drake voice, that I will maybe for my next Substack post, I will create a recipe. I will make macaroni and cheese with all of these ingredients, with sun-dried tomatoes, capers, raisins, and parsley, just so I could see how bad it's going to taste. But what if it ends up being delicious? There's no way that's possible.
People were trying to argue that it's like a savory kugel situation, and I just don't think that's the case.
Wow. I mean,
yeah.
I like that, that devil's advocate, contrarian.
Yeah, I like the
play.
Optimism.
I like that, but there's no scenario where that's going to taste good.
I've never had kugel before.
Kugel's pretty good, but again, it's supposed to be sweet, and I would say the raisins are the worst part of it.
That makes sense. I think the raisins are the worst part of most dishes they're included in, is what we've decided.
Kugel is a Jewish food, is that correct?
Yeah.
Are you a member of the tribe, my friend?
I'm not, but I've been to many a Passover where it's served.
You know,
Why the fuck?
I've
Why
always
the
wanted
fuck
to go to
can?
a Passover?
Yeah, how come Jason and I can't get invited to a Passover?
Wow.
We're heavily
I've got
connected.
a standing invite.
We're heavily connected in the Jewish community, but the invite doesn't come. What do you think what does it mean?
I don't know if we can be trusted at a Passover table. I will drink all of the wine, and you will complain about stuff so much, and maybe.
I think that's part of the tradition, though, is drinking like way too much wine and complaining about everything.
So
you would think we would be prime candidates.
You'd fit right in, yeah. I mean, well, you're welcome to attend.
Yeah, just for
the annual Passover I go to.
For your Zoom Passover. You know, just send the invite on the iCal. But speaking.
All right, I'll just forward it along.
Speaking of me creating this macaroni and cheese and writing about it on my Substack, you also have a Substack, and during these trying times, how have you been spending all of your Substack money lately? Like, what kind of things have you been buying with the income?
Oh, are people making money on Substack?
I've read that some people are. Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm not. I have no newsletter revenue thus far.
Okay.
Are you planning to monetize though? We talk about monetizing newsletters a lot on this podcast, unfortunately.
I mean, I would love to monetize, but I think that you have to have like people who read your newsletter and an audience. And
okay, what do you think?
Details, minor details.
Okay, well let's workshop this. We are a creative agency, and we will give you this consultation for free. What do you think you need to do, or what are some things about your newsletter that might be lacking that is keeping you from crossing over that paywall?
Well, so far, most of my subscribers are like friends and family.
Okay.
And so they're not like willing to pay for access to like things that I text them anyway. So maybe if I pull back on the texting, maybe if I just stop talking to everyone and only communicate through the newsletter.
Oh.
This is a cool idea. Like friends and family, don't text, don't call. $5 a month and we can talk.
Right.
Yeah, there's OnlyFans, and this is OnlyFams. This is where your family has to subscribe to talk to you.
Yes.
Just to literally speak with you and ask how you're doing.
Yeah. That's kind of what I'm going for.
Okay. So, that's fine.
With my content.
Hopefully the content continues to grow and your listenership and fan base expands beyond your immediate family and friends.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
What is your cadence looking like right now?
My cadence.
Yeah. How many newsletters are we getting from you?
Oh, one a week. Very regular. Every Friday, 10 a.m., you're getting a newsletter.
Okay, and what
news?
What?
You have one of those rare. Remember when newsletters were actually news and not some
that's me.
bullshit opinions about fucking Lovecraft Country season 1 episode 4.
Yeah, so you won't get that in my newsletter. No opinions.
So all right. So I know if I subscribe, I'm guaranteed there's not going to be 5,000 words on Emily Ratajkowski. There's just going to be news.
Yeah, and it's like barely 100 words on Emily Ratajkowski.
Perfect. So are there a lot of pictures or like
it's almost entirely picture based.
Oh,
stick. That's good for Jason because he's not a very strong reader. So what kind of?
This is for illiterate people can participate in my newsletter. It's open access.
Yeah, the written word is not my love language. Let's say that.
So are these pictures of celebrities and you're breaking down their clothing?
Yeah, pretty much. So it's called I Love Mess. And basically it's like every week I just round up all of my favorite like celebrity paparazzi photos. And then I just kind of like give my little like one-liner thought on each of them or like what's happening, what's going on.
This sounds like something I would really enjoy and even be interested in collaborating on.
It also sounds like something that Chris already does.
Right, I already do this for free, so I was like, I might as well just aggregate it.
Yeah, this is kind of just Chris Black's Twitter.
This is my Twitter feed.
Where's your number one source? Daily Mail, just Jared?
Daily Mail, of course.
Daily Mail. So I have a lot. I have some theories on Daily Mail. So do you
Okay.
think that they're the number one leader in celebrity gossip because they're in the UK and ahead on time and they license the pictures
No.
first? Okay.
I think it's
Thank you for
'cause
shutting that down.
Well, because they also have American. I used to work for them. That's why I know that. They
Wait,
also
what?
have American offices.
You used to work
and
for the
that's-
Daily Mail?
Yeah, for like 3 months, and it was a terrible dark time.
My friend, do you know Ellis Jones?
No.
Okay, she worked there too, and she had said the same thing.
Oh, it was really bad. But so I don't think it maybe is a little bit of the time thing, but I think it's mostly that one, yeah, they get exclusive access to a lot of like the big photographs. So that drives up their numbers in a huge way. And also they publish like literally every photograph that exists. Like there's no story too small for them to publish a photograph.
Yeah, no, it's true.
So you get everything.
Not even one photograph. It's 12 photographs.
It's always 12
same.
photographs. Yes, that are exactly the same. And then they have to write a different caption for every single one. And that's my favorite part.
That's when the artistry really comes through.
That's
Daily
when the
Mail,
thesaurus shines.
Is there a way that Daily Mail, do they have any like paywall, like members only, like special access?
No, I think they're more of the like bombard you with advertisements model of business.
Yeah, it's the craziest advertising on the internet. Like it's hard to reuse the site.
Yeah, and there's like videos popping up. There's like shit moving around.
Right. Well,
you like can't find the article.
That's making me wonder. So, like, if they were to say, like, all right, guys, for $9.99 a month, we'll offer you the, an ad-free experience of Daily Mail. You guys would both probably pay that, wouldn't you?
No, absolutely not.
I love the ads.
The ads are part of it.
Experience. Yeah.
You can't have the sugar without the sour, is what you're saying.
Yeah, the chaos is part of it. And also, like, I'm pretty religiously Daily Mail sidebar. Like, that's where my niche is. But part of the thrill is that you have to scroll through the whole website to look at the whole sidebar. And so meanwhile, you're getting like terrible propaganda and like violent pop-up videos coming at you down the center and like giving you a little PTSD flavor. And I like that. I like the whole package.
Yeah, that's a little slice of the internet of yore, kind of, when it was a little bit more of a Wild West scenario.
Right. You don't get to actually choose.
I stand with you on that because, when you tell your British friends that you love the Daily Mail, they look at you like you're insane because it's like a right-wing
Are you joking?
Right.
Are you bloody joking? What do you mean? But the gossip and the photos, no one can touch them. It's just absolutely
astounding.
They're mowing down the competition because I love what just Jared. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm an OG Perez Hilton head. That's where I really got my start. Page666.com before he got the cease and desist. You probably wasn't
real heads no.
Sorry, real heads do.
Yeah, that was the Dinosaur Junior.
No, I was into Perez Hilton. I was into Delisted also early days.
Are you a current or former user of ohnotheydidn't.livejournal.com?
No, I never went that far.
I remember when I would DJ in the club and Perez showed up, it'd be like, ugh, Perez Hilton's here again. Like it was a bummer.
Perez Hilton is a cancer, don't get me wrong, and not a sign. I mean like a disease. But I find Oh No They Didn't actually is a great source, and I would recommend it to you as a friend.
It can be. I've dipped a toe in there before, but I've never gone so far as to like make an account.
I would
really
never
get in the weeds.
No, I've never made an account, but I do think that kind of thing that's fully like user generated is interesting, and it's obviously skewed view wise, but it does create a special kind of content that you can't really get anywhere else.
Well, that sounds great. I won't check it out. Emily, I saw on another tweet, a tweet that you did recently. Do men on dating apps react poorly to all women telling them they have jobs, or is it just my job specifically? And that is a subject that maybe a lot of our listeners might be able to relate to. So what's
curious.
going on? Do we have trouble in Hinge land? What's going on?
I mean, trouble really across the dating app spectrum when we get into what I do professionally.
Mm-hmm.
It usually, I try to keep it broad, like I'm a writer.
Right.
But that invokes the inevitable question, like, well, what do you write about?
Like,
and then every
for
time,
Barstool? And then you're like, no. And they're like, oh,
and then immediately
never mind.
Lost their interest. Mm-hmm. And I've tried out a couple things. I've tried saying fashion is a hard no. I've tried, pop culture, also a hard no. Mm-hmm. Entertainment gets some mixed results.
I'm an entertainment writer.
Yeah, people are like, oh, okay, maybe. Like, I kind of get what that is.
Wow, I'm
But-
surprised.
Well,
that
I mean,
fashion
have
gets
you
such
have
a-
you tried just saying like Vanity Fair?
Yeah, they're not impressed by that.
Okay.
Damn, you must be.
It sounds like you've been talking to too many straight guys.
Yeah, that is the number one problem.
Okay. I mean, if they're not impressed by saying I'm a writer at Vanity Fair, then what is that, an age thing? I mean, I feel like they should know,
I don't
that
know.
that's like a, like if a girl told me that, I'd be like, oh, I'm impressed. I'm intimidated.
Yeah, they're not impressed or intimidated. I don't know what it is.
So is it? Or do you think the root of it is that they're afraid that you're going to be too intelligent for them, and their common male tricks won't work on you?
I think it's the reverse. I think they think that I'm going to be like too stupid for them.
What kind of guys are you
Right.
talking about? Are you talking about?
I don't know, man.
bankers?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but
Probably.
when of all the professions in the world, writer is not at the top of the stupid list. Like, if you say like,
Yeah,
oh, I
yeah.
work at Chuck E. Cheese, then it's gonna be like, all right, this bitch is gonna be too stupid. But if you're like, oh, I'm a writer for Vanity Fair, I'm gonna be like, all right, dumbass. That seems like an intelligent person's career path.
Yeah, it's been slightly better since I started working for Vanity Fair. When I worked at Page Six, it was like pretty
Okay.
hard nose across the board, but also it seemed like men thought that I was going to like write up a gossip item about them, and I'm like, I don't think you understand like what Page Six is. Like,
Yeah, you're not famous losers.
right?
Well,
like
So wait, maybe when you were talking to fellows on Raya, like.
I'm not
Colin
cool enough
Firth
to
would
be
be
on a
like,
Raya.
look, I'm not going to. I don't want to appear in one of your tell-alls.
Absolutely, and that's his right. He should be scared.
So you're not on
that's-
Raya.
I'm not. Can't get that invite.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sure one of our listeners can bless you with the invite, but I'm more interested in how you're going to get me on Page Six. So what do I need to do? Because I'm sure you still got some connections there. And I have to be honest,
Absolutely.
it's kind of my dream to make it to the hollowed halls of Page Six and the
You can do it.
beautiful. What do I need to do as a layman? Because I do have some celebrity friends, and I do have this podcast that's doing okay.
Right. Okay. Well, you're going to
so-
have to start snitching on your celebrity friends. That's first and foremost.
But if I snitch on my celebrity friends, then I my name doesn't get mentioned. I'll just be giving an item away for free.
Okay, then I say, not to step on your toes here, but maybe
No, please.
maybe show his dick accidentally, quote unquote, accidentally.
I mean, interesting.
Yeah.
It's an interesting premise.
I mean,
I think it's a little played out at this point. To be honest
It
with
is,
you.
but I'm saying, Chris's level of celebrity is, no shade, but he's not on the same level as a Tom Cruise or a
Right.
a Natalie Portman.
He's no, right, he's no Tubin.
He's no Tubin.
I think,
so when
I
somebody,
could be, maybe I could be the millennial Tubin. That is, unless that already exists. Do you think there's a millennial Tubin out there?
Not to my knowledge, but I'm sure there's someone who fancies himself a millennial. Tubin.
dare to dream, Chris.
I just so you're saying the only way for me to really get in with Page Six is to give them some tips, and then they would owe me one, and maybe I could call it a favor later.
I think that's a strong opening gambit, but I also think that if you can go on some kind of like fake date with one of your celebrity friends, like it doesn't even have to be a date, like literally just stand a little too close to them, put your hand on them gently, and we can get a photograph of that. You can send that photograph in and then be like, I am that person. Here's like some source quotes
Oh,
you can use about this
it'll be
outing.
like Zooey Deschanel appears with unknown man at Boa
Yes.
Steakhouse.
No, they would say like, here's Chris with
Black.
Zooey Deschanel, and a source tells us that they ordered whatever.
this is good. Okay,
Steak-
so Jason,
steak-
I
freaks.
like unknown man more, but we can build off of
I
that.
I don't. So okay, so what we'll do is I'll aim a little higher than Zooey Deschanel because that's not really my flavor. But okay,
Okay.
I'll go to a restaurant with a celebrity friend, and then I'll have
Perfect.
Jason outside
Mhm.
to take the pictures, and they'll look paparazzi-esque, and then I'll send them in and give them all the info. That's what you're saying. That's how it should work.
I think that's a great way. And I also think you might be able to get a double on that and also get paid for the photograph potentially.
Oh,
Well, okay.
Emily,
So
can you
what's
be
a-
our manager? Because you've taught us how to make money two ways, and I
Right.
feel
I
like
can't manage myself, but I can definitely manage you guys.
this
Yeah,
is why
so
we
what-
manage.
That's why we manage. What's the fee looking like if it's a photo of me with a middling actress at a restaurant? What do we think that's going for?
$75.
No, it's more. It's more.
Oh yeah, it's probably like $100.
Damn, $100. How
Yeah.
do these fucking paparazzis make any money? Is that why they're dying in their Suburbans trying to get Brad Pitt? Because that's the
Well,
only
you
thing
just
that pays?
gotta. It's quantity, not quality. You know. It's a
Yeah,
little bit
for
of both.
sure. And they have an agency, so they're all
Sure.
taken care of.
And I also, Halloween is around the corner. I really feel myself taking on the Jake Gyllenhaal Nightcrawler type of persona as I'm out here on the Hollywood freeway chasing down these headlines. And that does lead me to my next question. What are you going to be for Halloween this year?
Oh, I was just thinking about. I don't know what I'm going to be for Halloween, and also I don't know if are we doing that? Are people dressing up for Zoom? Where am I going in this?
No, I'm going to let you in a little secret. Something that Jason and I have discovered is COVID's over. Okay.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I
And-
have been noticing that in California, it does seem that you
COVID
guys
is
are past it.
Hey,
Yeah.
it doesn't seem like New York. New York's past it too. Okay, let's.
Oh
not
yeah,
point
we're
fingers
past it
here
in a
at
different
the-
way.
Yeah, you passed it in kind of like a medical or statistical way, whereas we
Right,
have passed
right.
it in a don't want to do it
Spirit.
anymore way.
I
Yeah,
get
it's
it.
spirit.
Both
Yeah.
are valid.
We have a Cali casual outlook on it, whereas we're just kind of over it. And then, kill them all and let God sort them out is kind of our vibe over here.
Very true.
I don't know what. Yeah, I mean, I've said on record that the only thing I'll ever be for Halloween is a peanut M&M, but I want it to be like a Hollywood level costume, like a stage worthy prop house.
You have to get it
costume.
in Studio
Oh.
City somewhere where it costs like $300 to rent it for the night level.
Exactly.
I'd love to see that.
Well, thank you. That makes one. I just think that I love peanut M&Ms. That's a passion of mine. So I think that would really, it would feel like authentic. But I'm not. I actually hate Halloween. I think it's amateur hour. And I'm really happy to not be in New York.
It's
for
like
Halloween.
it's a
New York
holiday
Halloween,
for kids or something, like these amateur
Exactly.
humans.
But being in New York on Halloween, which I'm sure you've been many times, it gets lit.
Oh yeah, it gets lit in a way that I don't care for. Also,
It
I
turns
came
me
from
into a little slut. I don't know if you guys can relate.
Do you have any famous Halloween costumes though from your younger days when you were maybe out at the club?
I mean, I don't know if I was ever out at the club, but I was Kim Kardashian one year, and that went over pretty well. I had a
Classic.
purse that was a baby, and people seemed to like that.
Whose baby was it?
It was my baby. What do you mean? It was North.
Oh, what do
Okay,
you
I
mean
thought
it's
you meant you borrowed a friend or family member's
Oh no, it was like a
live
baby
for the night.
doll
And
that I
was like, damn, this
refashioned
gal
into
commits.
a purse.
Okay, I got it.
Wow,
Yeah.
that is a big commitment.
That's
I'm
kind of
impressed.
twisted, actually.
Do you think maybe I should like wear a waist trainer and be Timothy Chalamet this year? Do you think that would be a hot costume?
Yeah, I mean that's something. You'd have to really get stuck in the cheekbones all night, though.
I know, but maybe they would stay if I sucked them in long enough.
This is where Chris pretends like he would have to order a waist trainer as if he doesn't already have one right now. And be like, well, I guess I'll see if one can come to me on Amazon Prime, in time for Halloween by the weekend. I can't make promises.
All joking aside, though, can you help us understand the cult of Timothy? Because I don't really get it.
I barely get it.
He's a beautiful little man.
But he's a little man. He's like a twink,
Right.
basically.
That's kind of where I tap out. Like, I get it. He's very beautiful, but to me, he's very prepubescent in a way that makes me super uncomfortable. And he has this little preteen mustache right now.
Yeah, I've noticed
I'm not
that.
feeling it. It's a little mousy.
Hey, but he voted, so that's
He did
hot.
vote.
Yeah, his mustache reminds me of Snoopy's cousin, the one who's a little rough around the edges. You know the one.
Totally.
You know the one.
That is what it looks like.
The other thing with Timothy is that I don't think he particularly dresses that cool, and I've only seen him in one movie that was good. So I don't know. I don't see a lot of movies, but Call Me By Your Name was good. But what else has he been in that's actually good?
Instagram.
Yeah, I feel like
Instagram, he's great. He's a star
great on Instagram.
Well, who is the female version or equivalent of Timmy?
Oh, that's a good question.
Ariana?
No.
No, she's had more hits.
She has a body of work. Yeah.
That's fair.
Did you see? I didn't see Little Women, but he was apparently good in that.
He was fine in it.
So you're saying he's just fine all around. He's not doing shit.
Yeah, he's fine. I think he just like filled a niche that needed to be filled. Like I think preteens girls were just like on the hunt for their next like heartthrob boy.
Yeah,
and I think he just
I think what we're talking about is it ain't preteen girls.
I know. Well, now it's transcended. Now it's transcended.
It's like 37-year-old women who are like, I want to fuck this 13-year-old boy.
It's crazy.
Alarming.
It's crazy, but I just truly don't understand.
I think America has sort of woken up though. Like my life partner, when Timmy first came out onto the scene, she was like, all right, this little fucking boy, like he's like, I love him. Like, I don't care, whatever. I don't care that he looks like a child. Like, I just love him, and this was, whatever, 3 or 4 years ago where I think everyone, not everyone, but a lot of people went through that phase of like an unapologetic standing for a reason that they don't understand yet. But now she's kind of like, all right, I may see the error of my ways. Like I don't know what I was thinking at the time. It was just.
I think we've all cooled on him. I think also the like kissing photos, the multiple disgusting kissing photos of him.
Oh yeah,
have like helped all women remember that like he's a child and like actually doesn't know what he's doing.
I did like him and Lily Rose Depp together. That's a very sexy.
Oh, I loved him and Lily Rose. I think that's a great pairing. I think that's very cool. Interesting.
Very cool. But I think
very young Hollywood.
I think, and you know what I miss is Young Hollywood. Don't you miss the Teen Vogue Young Hollywood? Or not?
I do.
Nylon? Who did the Young Hollywood party? Teen Vogue or Nylon?
I think Nylon.
Nylon.
I miss that. Nylon's ready for a comeback. I'm telling you, we're dying for hot teen.
They're poised.
Nylon
we're
is
dying
back.
for it. I know, but I'm saying like culturally, like I think it's like we need that. Those people exist now. It's like it's the way it was a magazine about like Corey Kennedy. It could be a magazine about TikTokers. It's the same idea.
I was just going to say, like, a kid in New Hampshire, knew who Corey Kennedy was thanks to Nylon. Like that is its purpose. We need it.
We need it. I agree. Well, what celebrities do you like? Because we all have our guys. You don't like Drake. You don't like Timothée Chalamet. That's all I have.
I mean,
what about Whitney from the Hills?
Yeah, she's fine. I don't think about her often, but
well,
she's
that's
a
your
guest
first
on
mistake.
your podcast.
How dare you?
How dare you talk about her like that? Yeah, I mean, like, who do I really like? I really like Rob Lowe. You know what I mean? I read his books.
You love Rob Lowe?
Rob Lowe's books are amazing.
Is that a sober?
Why is he
king
problematic?
thing?
What did he do?
He had sex with a underage girl.
Well, it was a different time. It was a different time.
He said something recently about like being friends with, I want to say, Clarence Thomas.
That's crazy.
Okay, that's just odd.
It's crazy.
That's just
wild.
Well,
it's really fucking weird.
Both of his books, like his
Clarence
stories,
gets a bad rap.
He's just been famous for so long that his stories are incredible. Just like what he's encountered and who he's encountered at the right times is just truly a lineage.
I think Chris likes anybody who has been able to really put through the cocaine ringer and come out the other side to tell the tale.
That's true.
Fair.
I do love fellow sober kings, and I maybe that's a blind spot for me.
Like people who really shouldn't be alive now. Just like, wow, how am I still breathing? Like that's Chris's demo.
Keith Richards holds that fascination for me.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a man who's just like preserved.
So you're gonna stand Keith Richards? Let's talk about problematic.
I don't stand Keith Richards, but I do think he's fascinating in that way of like eternal life.
Yeah, I think Keith is so old. Everyone he fucks is underage. Am I right? Welcome to the 38th annual roast of Keith Richards.
Damn, I didn't know we were at the Comedy Store. I thought that was just a documentary.
We're just having fun, guys.
Wow. So you don't. All right, Rob Lowe. I'm shocked at the response to Rob Lowe.
I'm shocked that you're a Lowehead.
I'm a Lowehead. I am. But do you love Andy Cohen, for example? Bravo's own.
No, but I appreciate what he's done. I appreciate what he's given me and all he's sacrificed for me. I appreciate him.
Yeah, he's sacrificed a lot. He's rich and famous and friends with celebrities. And
Seems tough.
What about Chris? Is a real John Mayer jocker. What about him?
John Mayer, I go back and forth. I'm like John Mayer and I'm interested in John Mayer, but then you hear all these stories about him and you're like, oh, that seems terrible.
About him having sex with underage women?
Yeah, that, and then actually Perez Hilton. Did you just read that new story that Perez Hilton wrote in his memoir about him?
No,
please
I'm not
deliver
going
to us.
Perez, I know he kissed Perez in the mouth and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I mean, they made out in front of Jessica Simpson when they were dating.
Well, look,
it just seems sad for Jessica Simpson.
If I was dating Jessica Sexual Napalm Simpson, I would probably make out with Perez too for kids.
Sure.
Sexual Napalm.
Yeah.
That's what he called her. That's what he called her on Howard Stern. I don't think that.
Does he mean that?
Positively.
No, he meant it
positively.
Okay. He was saying that's why they can never break up. It's because she's sexual napalm, and so he just wants to fuck her all the time.
Oh, okay. So it's she's so hot and it's coating your skin, you can't wash it off. Not unlike the tenacious attributes of napalm itself.
Exactly. Yeah, Jason,
you got it.
Thank you, Jason, for wordily breaking that down.
That was all for me, not for you guys. I'm sorry that you had to go through that.
I'm just confused. I'm confused because I'm throwing out all my faves and I'm getting basically a shrug from you. So I'm
sorry. I'm just like, there's so few celebrities that I feel passionately about, and I feel like even the ones I feel passionately about are problematic also. So
yes,
I can't.
When all of these faves have in fact had sex with underage women, where do we go from here?
Right? How do you choose?
Only everyone who has not had sex with an underage person seems to be uncool. And what does that mean? That's the world we're living in.
Can't even like Fleetwood Mac. I mean, it's really, there's nothing left,
Right.
Who's Stevie fucking now?
I mean, luckily I'm able to, separate the art from the artist when it comes to Rob Lowe as a writer, and Rob Lowe as an actor.
Thank God. Yeah.
Yeah. It weighs on me quite heavily, but luckily I'm able to kind of escape into a different place when I'm reading Rob's prose.
Damn. Who amongst us hasn't done something terrible?
And finally, just on another hot topic that we've covered on this podcast a few times, what was your take on Emily in Paris? I can see you shitting on it now, but please share.
Oh, I mean, it's trash, but it's like perfectly watchable trash.
Perfect. Thank you.
It's what I want to play in the background while I do other shit.
You're landing on the right side of history, and my crooked co-host, Them Jeans, I can't even watch it. I can't even turn it on. He's too good for it.
It's stupidly watchable. That's part of the problem.
That's your impression of me?
I could do other impressions of you, but that's my when you're annoying me about TV impression.
It is a show that you can put on in the background while you're doing other stuff, and I don't know what other stuff that might be.
Anything. Looking at my phone, looking out the window, anything.
Looking out the window.
Yeah, filling out your last will and testament.
Exactly. Perfect.
Okay.
What was your favorite discovery during quarantine? Because it's over. So what was your favorite discovery during quarantine?
And you can't say yourself.
Wow. I mean, I went pretty hard on Love Island during quarantine.
Wow, mate. Okay.
And I don't regret a minute of it. It felt good.
How many seasons are there to watch? How many seasons were there?
I think there's 5 or 6.
Did you watch all of it?
Oh, hell yeah. There's 60 episodes a season, 60 or 70 episodes a season.
Because it's playing multiple times per week for months.
It's playing every day. It's playing every day.
I didn't realize it was every day. That's fucked up.
That's more than really this podcast.
Up.
Yeah, that's the only
every
thing.
Day for 3 months, and then on one of the days they give you a recap episode, so you can skip that one. But it's 5 or 6 fresh episodes a week, each an hour.
Absolutely mental.
That's absolutely bloody mental. I can't believe it. Well, That's something for us to aspire to, though, TJ. Maybe if those idiots can do it, we can do it too.
Yeah, you want to talk about cadence. I don't know what the British word for cadence is. I'm assuming it's cadence. But we do aspire. I dove deep into the catalog of the British Bake Off. You know, it's like Love Island for virgins, I guess.
Yeah.
And that's been my activity, as well as Netflix's Girlfriends, starring Chris Black's Tracee Ellis Ross.
I do. That's another celebrity I love. I love Tracee Ellis Ross.
And
she's great.
At first, I was poo-pooing, and now that I'm a Girlfriend stan, I'm right there with you.
You get it. TJ gets
she's great. She's got a good personality. She's got the look. Like what?
One thing that
she's got the lineage.
I do
exactly. It's all the boxes I need.
It's all there.
Do you think she's one of those people that regrets spelling their name in a funky way, and now that she's like 47 and a respected, illustrious actress, she wishes that her name wasn't Tracee? I mean, it's not as offensive as calling yourself Pink with an exclamation point instead of an I.
Sure.
But, it's something where you're like, oh, I wish I would have just spelled my name normally if I knew I was going to be getting these serious roles.
But maybe it gave her that edge.
I think it gave her the edge.
Wrong.
Oh, wrong.
Sorry, Jason. Wrong.
I didn't realize.
Sorry, Jason. Emily, it was a pleasure. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, this was fun. Thank you.
Can you tell people where they can find you, please, on the World Wide Web, etc.?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter all day, every day at Kirkpate, Kirkpate. And you can find everything else from there.
Kirkpate. Okay.
Yep.
I read that as Kirkpatrick, just saying.
Okay, noted.
Take that with what you will, and take with that as you will.
Thank you, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.